Okay, let's get this going. Ugh. A little tired today. I did my main workout earlier, so now we're just gonna do my evening routine, which I haven't shown a lot of. I've done a little bit. We'll be showing them more of this. I'm just gonna kind of talk randomly about whatever. I'm pretty tired. Spent most of yesterday and the day before in a snowstorm in New Mexico. I got a freak snowstorm in New Mexico. Start off with some hangs here. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. So from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon Wednesday till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon Thursday, yesterday, I was in snowstorm traffic out in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, on I-40 for a little over 20 hours. Yeah, it was a long night and a long morning. I was able to sleep a little bit because at one point from about 7 o'clock till about midnight, 1 o'clock, we were stopped, just dead stop traffic. And I was able to get like maybe an hour or two of sleep, but I think I woken up around 12:30 in the morning by State Patrol just blaring their sirens and saying, hey, it's time, traffic was moving. So what they do in those situations is the State Patrol will drive on the shoulder in the opposite direction of traffic and kind of wake people up to get traffic going. But then I only drove about 5 miles and then sat for another 7 hours. So then I got a couple hours of sleep during then, but it's not good sleep. It's not good sleep at all, but it was something. It got me going and I was able to get some driving done the next day. Did a few hundred miles, but then I was beat and skipped my workout yesterday. Didn't even worry about it. Let's do my neck real quick here. It's hard to talk with this exercise. Yeah, for some reason when you're looking all over the place, maybe if I close my eyes, maybe that'll work. That's a little bit better. Yeah, for some reason when I'm moving my head around a lot, it's hard to talk. I don't know if I should keep trying to do it, or maybe I'll get better at it, or maybe it's too weird. But that's enough. So we're just doing some general mobility, a little bit of static strength. So maybe pull off a handstand or two. Some rings. I brought the rings out just in case. Do some L-sits, maybe some L-sit hangs, and some L-sit on the rings. Push pull. And we'll do some deep squats, which, speaking of, I think we'll do those next. Just after we get the shoulders warmed up, or the shoulders loosened up. But yeah, it was, I woke up Wednesday morning, got on the road at 4 o'clock, and didn't get off the road till 4 in the afternoon Thursday, yesterday. So that was a long 36 hours. Glad it's over. That hasn't happened in a long time. I think that's the longest. Yeah, that is the record for me now of sitting in traffic. Just stop and go traffic for 20 hours. I was able to get a little bit of a nap. Before that, the longest I ever did was in Arizona on I-40, of course. I-40 is a rough stretch of interstate. It goes all the way across the country. But man, it is just, there's always accidents on I-40. I think there's probably more accidents on I-40 than any other major interstates. Not sure why. Even on sunny days, you can pretty much expect an accident for some reason. Here's a really good stretch for the lower spine, especially for drivers. Like I said, today's going to be random. Just doing a random stuff. I'm talking about random stuff. It's whatever. But that being said, this is a really good stretch and mobility exercise for the lower spine. Great for anybody who does a lot of sitting, which is most people. This is also another good one, kind of get some side to side spinal mobility, flexibility. And while you're here, might as well pull up your pants and do your tricep and lat stretch. There's kind of two ways to stretch. Sometimes you can stretch and really try to get a good stretch all at once, or kind of do what I'm doing now, just kind of go back and forth. Like I said, this is more mobility right now. So you just kind of do a plethora of different things. But I do think it's important to hit the spine. So I do all these exercises right now. Just getting the spine nice and warmed up and loose. Keeps it healthy. I'll take a little breather. I think we'll do a handstand next. So yeah, I was pretty tired yesterday, and I skipped my workouts because I just, when you go a whole night with hardly any sleep, and just one of those days where things just get completely thrown out of the loop, off your normal routines, I think it's okay. That's about the only time I'm gonna skip a workout, is when I just face situations that are just way beyond the norm, or way beyond normal, way beyond what I usually experience, because I haven't had to be on the road all night dealing with stop and go traffic it's been a good 3 or 4 years since I've had to do that. It's also why I skip winters. That was just a freak snowstorm in the middle of New Mexico yesterday. Kind of weird. Was not expecting it at all. But anyways, that being said, that's enough about that. I'm done with it. I'm over it. Get back to the regular stuff. Regular daily routine, workouts. A little tired today still, but getting back to it. It's good. Let's do a handstand. Start off in a handstand pike. Do a couple scapula pushes. And then go up into a handstand. All right. So after doing a handstand like that, I like to come down in it's called the Caesar position, where you just sit on your lower legs. Your legs are folded beneath you, kind of sitting back on your heels with your top of your feet flat on the ground. It's a good stretch for the ankles and the knees. Also lets the head rush effect just work its way out, because I always get a little bit of a head rush whenever I do an inverted movement like that. It's good to do. I think it's excellent to do, actually. It's my hypothesis that when you do inverted positions like a handstand or some of the inverted pulls that I do, you're getting the blood flow from your legs down into your upper body and then back into your legs. And I think getting that blood flow through your body, it's my theory that it has very, very good, very, very good, I gotta come up with something else. It has excellent health benefits for the long term. Like I said, just my theory. I don't think this has really been studied, but it's possible. All right, let's do some hippity hip circles. Another good mobility routine for those who sit a lot. They look funny, but they're really good for you. I'm gonna do some more leg stretches, and I think we'll do some L-sits and ring L-sits and L-sit hangs. And that'll probably be that, if I can keep my balance. Yeah, I'm not the most flexible person, never have been. But it doesn't mean you ignore it. It's not my favorite either. But it's important, especially as you get older. I'll be doing more of this when I'm in Southeast Asia, which I leave in 3 weeks today. Pretty pumped about that. 2 more weeks on the road, another full 14 days, then I got 3 months off. Looking forward to it. I've been on the road now for almost 8 months straight. Just going. All right, I got to concentrate on this move. And when I first filmed those, I was wondering, do those look as awkward as they feel? Yeah, pretty much. I would say pretty much they do. But I can do it, so I guess that's saying something. A lot of people would probably fall over if they tried this, or wouldn't be able to do it, even try it at all, which is a shame. Most people should be able to do the stuff I'm doing right now. Alright, it's getting a little muggy in here. Yeah, one of the main reasons I like to take time off in Southeast Asia is the food. Absolutely the food. And I found out that, I mean, Southeast Asia in general is world renowned for its food, but I found out Malaysia is just cut above. Thailand is very good, excellent. Cambodia, also very good. Not quite on the level of Thailand, but still very good. It's got its own thing going. Vietnam, food there is great, very fresh. A little on the blander side from my experience, but very, very fresh. Like some of the freshest salads I've ever eaten anywhere. But Malaysia, the food there, that's just a whole different category. All right, let's do a quick L-sit hang, then we'll do an L-sit on the rings, then we'll see what we're gonna do from there. Probably not a whole lot more. Like I said, I'm still kind of tired from the ordeal dealing with the snowstorm yesterday. Then he didn't even get a whole lot of sleep last night. So, but feeling good enough to do something. So, we'll do something. Oh, we'll do a knee hang too, and a couple other more deep squats. Whew. I think we'll do an L-sit hang, a knee hang, L-sit on the rings, then a deep squat for 2 rounds, and that'll be the afternoon workout. Nothing too serious, but definitely enough to get the blood flowing. Keep the sets short. Just kind of keep it moving. This is also another great move for the lower back. And I know I've mentioned it before, but I used to be a flying trapeze artist, and this was the very first thing I learned when I took my first lessons. It does take a decent amount of core strength to get in that position, but an excellent exercise for the lower back and the hamstrings. Hamstrings get a pretty good workout doing that. Feels good proprioception, which is body awareness through space and time. These rings a little more even. That's about right. So we're not doing anything too intense. We're just kind of doing an L sit. We're going to do an L sit on the rings right now. We're not going to hold it very long, maybe 5-10 seconds. But yeah, this isn't meant to be a real long, intense workout. It's more just mobility, get a little bit of a pump, get the blood flowing, get some stretching done, some mobility. Let's get some endorphins. All right. And when I say I've been on the road for 8 months straight, I mean it. I've not had one day off since I got back in late March. So it's good. I enjoy this job. But when you spend that many days, weeks and months straight, just driving every day, these long distances in a different state, a different time zone. My company asked me, why do you need to take this much time off? I'm like, because I do. I get burned out. I can do about 8-9 months tops. Then I need time off. And why not? I don't own anything. Everything I own is in my truck with me. All I do is pack my bag with a few changes of clothes, my hygiene gear, my phone, and a charger. I'm off. It's nice to be able to take that much off at once and go to a place like Malaysia or Thailand and spend some real time there, not just a 2 or 3 week vacation, but spend a good few months. It's awesome. But there's sacrifices to be able to do that too. It's not cheap. But then again, I don't really spend any money on the road either. It's my phone and my food. That's it. I don't have an apartment, I don't have a car, so I'm not paying for any of that kind of stuff. It's just whatever I need on the road and what I need to travel for a few months every year. I have a girlfriend, no wife, no kids, no family. So, like I said, there's sacrifices to be able to live this way. And I don't think most people could do it or should do it. But there's rewards for it too. It's not a very stressful way of life. A little lonely at times? Yeah, maybe. Or it's definitely a solitary way of life. Let's put it that way. I don't really get lonely, emotionally, oh, I'm so lonely. I don't really get like that. But I do spend a lot of time alone. So it helps to be an extreme introvert to live this way of life. Which I think is why I thrive so much being a long haul truck driver, because you are pretty much by yourself all the time. If you're not good at being by yourself, you won't last. You won't last very long doing this. Anyways, let's do another knee hang. Alright, it's feeling pretty good. So I'm on a cross-country run all the way from Bakersfield, California to Laurel, Maryland, which is right between Washington D.C. and Baltimore. And originally my appointment was for 7 a.m. on Monday, but because of all the traffic I had to deal with the snowstorm, I had to move it back. So they moved back to Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. So that'll be fun. We'll probably get done at the receiver at 4 o'clock in the morning, which means trying to find parking in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. I don't even know if that's going to be don't know how that's going to happen. I don't deal with that very often, so I don't know all the little spots to hide out and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it goes. Figure something out. Always do. Yeah, I got to work on these L-sit positions. Excellent for the abdominals. I hear people always asking, how do I get a six-pack? And I always try to do all these. They focus on training the abs. They don't focus on full body strength. If you want to get good abs, you got to focus on building good full body strength, especially strength in your back. But movements like I'm doing, the knee hangs, the L-sits, a lot of pull-ups and push-ups, that's actually going to do a lot more to get a six-pack than just doing a bunch of sit-ups and crunches. Okay, let's do a couple finishing stretches, as always. One of my favorites right here. And this is usually the last stretch I do. Just a good finisher. Stretch out the calves a little bit. You stretch out the hips and the spine, the hamstrings. Okay. Alright, that did the trick. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense, but feeling better. It doesn't got to be much, people, but it's got to be something. And you got to do it consistently every day, unless you got something crazy going on. But with that, later.